partner with in that little business. Silent guy.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be before, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. We have what they don't.
Yeah.
Built-in customers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert and Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. So, we have a website that you can go on to, put in some information, and have a call with us about the Mastermind or the Portfolio Builders Club or some of the events that are coming up.
Rob, what's that website?
Oh, yeah. Call with MRTXRE.com.
Call with MRTXRE.com.
That's it, yeah. So
interesting.
Yep. And we were just talking before about the PBC, and the bottom line is either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it, right?
Yeah, you said something last week. So I took one phone call. They're following up with the second guy to figure out what the story is. But I've been taking a handful of phone calls, talking to a lot of people, and I've just come to the conclusion, like, this, what makes us different than everybody else out there is everything is in-house. We've got lenders, we've got contractors, we've got property managers, we've got all the deals you could want. So the real question is, if you're serious about this, you'll join. And if you're not, you won't.
Yeah.
So, or you just don't like us, which is fine too. It doesn't
There's
bother
always
me.
that, yeah.
There's always that. But it's all here.
Right.
So if the way I look at it is, and you and I have actually looked at this in the numbers wise, it is less than 1% of people after they come through our class
Sure is.
ever become successful in real estate. It is less than 1%. A lot of people will come in and they'll go, I'm thinking about joining the mastermind. And we'll sit there from the podium like, look, man, if you're not joining this weekend, I can tell you right now, because we track all the people that have come through our courses, there is less than 1% that will make it. Because you're out there doing it on your own. You've got to figure out the contractors. You have to figure out property managers. You got to figure out how to get deals. You got to find the lenders. And it's like, good luck, man.
Yep. We
can fast track your bit. Like Portfolio Builders Club is a great example. We can fast track your success for $5,000 a year. Like, oh, Jay, I think it's, I don't know, $5,000. I'm like, what do you think a college semester course, a 3-hour course costs, right? You're willing to spend that. How much money are you going to make off of that? Zero, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Working for a graduate degree, you got to take a bunch of those.
Yep.
All we're saying is, hey, join, $5,000 a year, buy a couple properties, pays for itself on the first deal.
Yep.
So, other than that, I'm like,
that they don't have time to find anyway.
Not only time, they don't have the ability.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to this poor guy on Friday, and I was like, he said he had 10 under contract since January 1.
Well, congratulations.
And every single one of them fell out.
Oh.
And so I'm like, okay, well, let me guess. Property cost too, ARVs were wrong, construction, like all that stuff. I'm like, right. So you could just spend $5,000, shortcut all that nonsense,
right,
and just get into a deal.
Yeah.
I actually just sent a deal out. I told the folks in the mastermind, I'm like, you got to have at least $200,000 to $250,000. This is a big deal, right?
I saw it, yeah.
It's got over $100,000 in equity. In it. It's going to cash flow 20+% a year. You're going to make $40,000 to $50,000 as a short-term rental property.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who's interested? You got to have $250,000. It's going to take $250,000 to take it down. And I got a bunch of folks in the mastermind are looking at it. But it's like, would I spend $5,000 to get $100,000 in equity? And if you say, well, I'm not sure, I'm like, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
Like you're so bad at math.
I'd really like to see one of the deals and maybe, can I do the first one with you and not pay?
No, I'm not. We're not playing that game. I already know that. Well, you could take it out of the first deal. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, you're going to pay. Yeah. Just like anything else. Like you're going to pay, and then we're going to go. You are going to pay one way or another. With your time, frustration, or you'll lose money on some deals. Or you could just write a check, get educated on it, and move on. So that's a Portfolio Builders Club. And, of course, the mastermind's kind of a whole separate deal. But, yeah, I've gotten to this point now where I'm like, man, you and I have said this. We are building the things that we wish we had when you and I were first starting out in this business. And for us, it's like, look, if it were built like this for us before, I don't think we would have ever built the real estate center. I don't think we would
never quit your day job.
Yeah, I would have never quit my day job because
You'd be sea level somewhere over there now.
because I'd be buying 10, 15 houses a year. I'd just send an email. Hey, man, I got another $50,000 bonus here at the office. Looking for X, Y, and Z. And then, a couple of weeks later, a month, I'd have a contract sitting on my desk, sign the contract, and I go, all right, Rob, get the construction going. And go out there, do the construction. Like, I'd probably even never look at them.
Right.
And I'd be knocking out 10 to 20 a year. Mm-hmm. Like you said, working. I'd definitely be at the sea level by now. Probably pretty good little corporate gig in town, buying 10 to 20 houses a year.
Sure.
Not wasting my time at real estate events and networking and all that nonsense because it would have been built for me. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up building the stuff that we wanted.
Still be in Southern California.
Yeah.
In that weather.
Yeah, you can, you can look around and go, well, maybe I'm done building my portfolio. I guess I'll retire early. Then it's like, okay, well, what do we do next? And but yeah, if you're just looking to go to networking events and hang out, go for it, bro.
I get it. Yeah.
That's fine. But at the end of the day, it's what is your time and what is your money worth? And if you're just sitting on the sidelines and you can join an organization that literally has everything in-house. Now, you don't have to use all of our services. It's up to you guys. But I'll tell you, like I said, I actually sent another deal out this morning. We got somebody interested in it. It's turnkey. We're buying it for.
That's a nice one.
We're buying it for $182. It's worth $230 all day long.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's going to take $50,000 because you're going to put 20% down.
Yeah, it's $45,000.
$45,000 out of pocket. You've got what are you at? $50,000 in equity. So you almost have 100% equity day one. Mm-hmm. It's not going to cash flow worth a damn.
Yeah, it's like 5-6%.
It's really almost nothing when you really load everything in there. You're going to have to increase rents at the end of August to $1,800.
Yep.
Because there's a current tenant in there. House is in great shape. So, and I'm like, who wouldn't want 100% equity day one?
What?
Wait 2 years, sell it. You're going to take $100,000 out of that thing to go buy more.
Well, yes. And that's our personal philosophy, right? Just build the equity, and whether you want to sell it and strip the equity out and pay something else, or you just refi it, keep making no cash flow, but pull the equity out to pay something else out, right?
So let me tell you this. What's interesting about this house I sent out this morning is it's got, let me tell you the exact equity, X230, right? It has $48,000 in equity in it.
Sure.
I told everybody for the last 6-8 months that if you had bought 12 $185,000 houses, which is what this is.
Yep.
Even if they had no equity, you would have made $1 million in 2 years.
Yep.
So this thing's got equity. So let's do that times 12. You would have made, if you had bought 12 of these, you would have made $1.6 million on 12 single-family homes.
In 3 years.
In 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm telling everybody right now, it's going to happen again because this looks just like the COVID market.
Yeah.
Sellers are kind of scared, which means buyers are scared, which is, only the people that are really having to buy a house are buying a house right now. But don't believe for a second property's not moving. Stuff's selling in, what was the national number I heard? Like 60,000 houses came on the market last week. 20,000 of them went under contract in less than a day. So
you guys are going to go to callwithmrtxre.com. Callwithmrtxre.com. Fill out the form. You'll jump on the call with me, Jason, Rosanna. Someone will reach out to you and figure out, hey, if this is going to be a good fit for you. But when we come back from the break, we're going to go through, hey, kind of us versus them, and I'll give you the spoiler alert, right?
Uh-oh.
Right now, only 25 people get access to our deals.
Yeah, we're not putting...
It's not 1,000. We're not looking for a 10,000 list. We're not putting it on... We're not paying $15,000 a year to get access to a database to sell to 250,000 investors, right? I was like, no, that's not what we're doing.
We're only allowing 25 people.
25 people. Call with MRTXRE.com. Hang tight. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert and Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. And we got this funny little website. It's called, and there's a page called callwithmrtxre.com. And to see if it's a good fit working with us. Right now, again, it's not for everyone. We talk about our mastermind all the time. There is going to be some money required, right? Like we're not here telling you that you can buy real estate for no money. Nope. It's not what we're telling you, right? Going to need a good job. You're going to need a FICO. You're going to need to have some cash to deploy. You're going to need reserves, right? So you're going to get into it. But The question always is, and this is real simple because we see a lot of people floating around to a lot of different rooms. It's like, hey, you work with Mr. Texas Real Estate. We'll find the deal. We'll find the money. We'll find the contractors, and we'll help you find the property managers, whether it's straight rental or Airbnb. Mm-hmm. If you have all of that, someone bringing you the deal, someone working with you to find the loans, someone working with you to find the contractors, and then someone working with you to find the property managers, again, whether it's regular rental or Airbnb, then what's stopping you? If you had all that at your disposal, would you go onto the page, call with MRTXRE.com, fill out the information, and set up a call to talk with us? Because if that's what you're looking for and you're not going on our webpage, yeah, it's one of two things. You're not serious or you just don't like us. And we're okay with that too. But we've worked hard over the last 4 years here to have all that stuff on the table. And there are folks taking advantage of it who, there's no way, I won't say his last name, but a guy like Keith, there's just no way he's doing it by himself.
No.
Right? Not with the deal we found with the massive amount of equity and setting them up with the right loan and getting all the contractors out there. Nope. There's no way.
Yeah, it's we have seen our share of investors that they try and figure out on their own. They put the wrong tenants in there. Tenants tear the place up.
Yeah.
They get the wrong contractors. It ends up costing twice as much because the first guy ran off with the money. And then it's like, well, I was working with an investor-friendly agent. They don't call me back. Why is that? And I'm like, because they don't make any money doing investor stuff. So it's just I don't think people fully appreciate it. And I'll go back to what Eddie Gant said. He said the hardest thing in this business is the rehab, and the second is property management. It's not finding the deals. We can find them all day long.
Sure.
If you know what you're looking for. That's the
guys
that's
like
the
Eddie's got tons of money, right? So yeah.
You've got to know what you're looking for. And there was a great quote today on an article I reviewed from Housing Wire for our Monday market update. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about the big single-family rental funds out there. And this guy in the middle of the paragraph in the articles, in the middle of the paragraph says, it's turning into old school real estate where you have to buy a good place in which in an area in which has favorable demographics. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, duh, right? But they've had so much money, so cheap that they just had to go buy houses, right?
Well, now they're like,
now it's 7, 8, 9% mortgages, and now we've got to be smart. And I'm like, well, why is Texas so good? It has the most favorable demographics, and it's two things: jobs and making babies. That's it. And this state does that really well. So where do you invest? It's those places. But you've also got it. But you're sitting there thinking, well, I live in Katy. Let me go buy some houses in Katy.
Yeah, I just walk the block.
Let me guess. They don't cash flow, do they? So where is the next place in that up and coming area? And that's when it starts getting real hard to figure out. Yep. Starts getting real hard. But once you've kind of figured that out, then you got to figure out, okay, how do I buy them without losing my shirt and contractors and all that other stuff. But like you said, it's like, if you're serious about this, you'll book a call with us and we'll have a conversation. Maybe we're not a good fit, but here's what I do know. Everything is here in-house. And if I had this when I was, 10 years ago,
for sure,
man, I would have just banged out deals from my desk. Like I would not be doing what a lot of these people do.
I mean, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
4 years, I'm done.
Yeah.
Got a pretty big portfolio. And now we're going to be working to make some cash and paying some things down and letting the appreciation do the marketplace, just doing exactly what we've been saying to do, whatever we told everyone to do for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I not certain what else you need if we're bringing you the deals and if we're bringing you the loans, right? Whether they're sometimes private or, hard money or with a hedge fund or with a local bank. The construction team, our construction company does about $6 million a year. We are moving pretty well in certain markets. We're very, very happy with the progress we made there. And then our two different property management companies are just kicking butt.
Yeah.
And it's really night and day. And, we've had to go we've paid the price.
Yeah.
So that it can be simple for you.
The 5 Gs for the PBC or whatever it is for the mastermind is cheap compared to learning us on your. You have no idea. Yeah. You have no clue how much blood, sweat, and tears it takes to set something like this up. Not a clue. I don't, truth be told, I don't know if I'd do it over again, knowing what I know now.
I would not.
I think we would have, knowing what we know now.
I would have absolutely not done it.
I would have not have built this whole thing up.
Nope. I would have not done it. I would have not done any funds. I would have not done any syndications. Yeah. All I would have worked with was private investors, build out my portfolio, and flip 2 houses a month.
I think we'd still do the mastermind, that sort of thing, but I don't think we would have built all
these
other
I
companies.
Wouldn't.
No. Done with that.
Done with that. Yeah. No, but that's what you can get in our mastermind. You can just come in, and if you just want to work with private lenders, we can show you how to do that. Mm-hmm. You can flip 1 or 2 every quarter, free up some cash, make some things moving a little bit quicker, and then just build out your real estate portfolio. Mm-hmm. Right? If I had to do it all over again, no, I would do exactly what the mastermind gets to do.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, the mastermind just gets to chill and
they just come
buy
in,
properties.
Yeah. Oh,
it's nice.
It's pretty darn... So we have a guy in L.A. now who's asking me, hey, is this real? I'm like, yes. He's like, can I really just go on the webinar, pick the house? I'm like, yeah, it's all right there in a folder. He's like, I can just pick it. I was like, yeah, you're going to have to wire the money in and DocuSign. He's like, and then you guys will do it. I'm like, yes. Yeah. He's like, and then you got a I'm like, yes.
And he doesn't believe it. It's like...
Doesn't believe it, yeah. What about if I Airbnb? Well, we can do the Airbnb. Who buys furniture? You do.
Yeah, I'm not buying furniture.
Yeah, you buy the furniture, and we charge you to set it all up, and then we get the pictures taken.
By the way, here's our entire package of furniture and appliances. Yeah. And he looks at it.
Here's the checklist.
Yeah, here's the checklist with all the stuff in it, dude, with the links.
Right there, you go. Just buy this.
Go to Amazon.
Send it here.
Wayfair, Amazon. Fill it all up with this stuff and send it to the house.
Yep.
And we'll have some dudes there put it all together. This is not that difficult.
No, and it's cheaper than anyone else out there.
Oh, guaranteed it's cheaper than anybody else.
Oh my God.
We make active real estate nearly as passive as it can be.
Yes.
That is probably the best way to put that. As passive as it can be. So call with MRTXRE.com.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ready, or, I'll tell you the guy who, the guy or gal that does the best with us. I have 3.
You go, okay.
I have 2. I have a good job. I've hit a wall. I got to figure some things out. I'm managing them myself. I'm spending a lot of time like, yep. We got to unlearn a few things and then move.
Yeah.
And then once we do that, they're off to 11, 12 doors in a year.
Yeah, in a year.
Yep.
Yeah, someone who's got 1 or 2, and there's a bunch of you guys out there. You got 1 or 2, and you're like, well, they didn't go so smooth, and I'm still, I'm not quite certain how, and you're like, all right, come over here.
Yep.
Let's give me your personal finance. This is inside the mastermind. We don't do this for the Portfolio Builders Club. It's just the mastermind. Send over your personal financial statement. All right, what are you trying to accomplish? Okay, cool. Can we peel off another 20 grand here, 30 grand there? Can we refinance these properties, take a little equity out so you've got some more dry powder? And then while we're doing that, it's like, all right, man, get pre-qualified with these lenders. And then here we go. We're off to the races. You want this one? And usually within the first 1 or 2 I send them, they're like, I'll take that. And then they're like, middle rehab, I'll take that one, and I'll take this one. And then at the end of the year, they got 12, 13, 14 of these things. And they look back what they've accomplished in a year, and it's like, holy cow, I did more in a year than I did the last 6 in real estate. And I'm like, that's the whole point of the mastermind. Guys, it's callwithmrtxre.com. Callwithmrtxre.com. Hang tight, we'll be back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. We're talking about taking the next step forward. Yep. And there's a lot of FUD out there, fear, unknown, doubt. We understand it. We totally get it. But if you are qualified, if you have a good job and you've got a decent FICO and you've got money to deploy and you want to expand your portfolio, then you'll go to callwithmrtxre.com and set up a time to talk. Now, here's the second person we do really good with, right? It's the person that has, what's a polite way to say it, has gone through a bad relationship with another guru. Yeah, oh man. I think I spend more time dealing with people outside the mastermind that have gotten their hearts broken by other real estate gurus.
Bad girls.
Yeah, oh man, you don't understand. She did this, and I'm like, And it was just awful. And I'm like, okay, I can tell you this: there are better women out there, right? Yeah. This is by the way, guys, it's called an analogy. So it's like there are better ones out there. You just happen to have found all the bad ones.
Yes.
You hit all. It's funny when they start telling me like I'm with this guru and this one and this one and this one. I'm like, wow. Now all you have to do is do the exact opposite of what got you in front of those people. Because I can tell you they're not doing real estate.
Right.
So, or at least the way we do real estate, right? So. Yeah, I always think that's kind of funny, and I always get I've spent this much in real estate coaching, and I'm still with this, and I'm still doing that, and I'm like, okay, well, how's that working out for you?
Right. How was it working out?
Yeah, and then it's like, well, what makes you guys different? I'm like, because we actually do it. This guy asked me, he goes, what do you guys, y'all's education and training? I'm like, oh, you know what your education and training are? Buying a house.
Go buy it.
We're going to show you how to buy it, and that you will get more training and education doing that than you ever will reading another book. Now, we've got the online classes, and I got a portfolio builders tool. I got all that stuff's out there. But you learn by doing. Because by doing, the only way you build wealth is by doing, not reading another book, like most of you guys. I always have this joke. I have met people that know more about real estate than I do, and they've never bought a piece of real estate other than the house they actually live in.
Yeah. So I had someone come to me with a bid from another group.
Oh, okay.
And they said, hey, this bid's really high. Every time I'm doing a turn, I'm usually dropping, over $10,000. I was like, wow, that's some bad tenants there, right? And I said, 60% of our tenants go on to the second and third year. Mm-hmm. Right? We're having a good finding the right tenant. Anyway, showed it to me. I said, oh, what do you want me to do with it? And she's like, well, what would you be at? I'm like, okay, so I go right to the one item I know, like for sure, know the difference. Paint.
Yeah, paint's always funny.
I go right to the paint number, and I reverse engineer the numbers, and I'm like, this guy's at a 60% gross margin.
Yeah.
That's why it's so expensive.
Yep.
Like, well, what are you at? I'm like, I'd like to be between 35 and 40 for our mastermind folks. We think that's fair, right?
Yeah.
I was like, but hey, if I didn't know you from Adam and I was on the street, I'd be at 62.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's why you joined the mastermind.
Right.
So you're not getting taken.
Yeah.
And
our price for that is literally half.
Oh,
and they are a investor-friendly contractor.
Yeah.
That gets recommended a lot. And I'm like, I look at that number, I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
Ouch.
So here's the other thing. No repairs.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Like just replace.
They're replacing everything.
I'm like, what do you mean you got to replace that stove? There's a little kit you buy from Home Depot for $69.
Yeah.
You don't got to drop $600.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
don't
know what to tell you, man.
Right. The difference between that bid and my bid was almost the cost of the mastermind for 1 year.
Ooh.
And I was like, boy, look at that.
Just in construction.
Yeah.
On one project. Mm-hmm. And they own a couple dozen houses, right? And it's
now listen, if I'm a contractor and I don't know you are going to be a pain in my butt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to charge you 60%. Mm-hmm. That's the margin.
Yep.
Period. That's pretty standard, right? High-end guys that do custom cabinetry, those guys are at 100% margin.
Yeah.
Everything is doubled, right? Again, a guy who's out there, him and his brother, a couple crews, 60%. Mm-hmm. But I know the folks in the mastermind. They know me. Sub 40, 38, 36. Sometimes even less. Mm-hmm. I know there's deals tight, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna drop this down below 30 for you, just so you can get this deal. I want you to feel comfortable about getting it done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, it's in the mastermind, and get some mastermind fees. They're gonna buy more properties. They're gonna do more loans. So I don't want to, and they're not one and done for me.
Right.
And I think that is the mentality of most contractors. We're going to do this one, and we're never going to see you again. So I'm going to charge you the most. I'm going to hit you up for every single change order. And if you don't like it, doesn't matter because I'm not going to do business with you again.
Yeah.
Not what we do.
Yep.
Not what we do. So again, if we can bring you the property, find you the loan, bring you the construction crews, and then help show you who to use for regular management and Airbnb management, we could put all that in front of you. Why wouldn't you do this? Mm-hmm. And it's real simple. You go to callwithmrtxre.com, fill out the information, and we're asking you to share some information because we want to have an honest conversation with you. And we'll set up a time to call. It'll be me, Jason, Rosanna. We'll sit down and go through it. And if it's a good fit, let's go. If not, no big deal.
Yeah.
We totally understand it. But this thought that there are all these other groups out there, and for some reason, I'm not as good as is nonsense.
Yeah.
And I'm not holding back from tooting my own horn anymore. Mm-hmm. Right? We're the best deal in town.
There is not a better deal. If there was a better mastermind or buyers group, we would be members of it.
Heck yeah.
Why would I need to? I don't need to. I've got to set up a new brokerage. I got to train the agents. I got to work with the agents. I got to find the deals. If somebody came to me and said, "Hey, Jason, I got this really great buyers group. It's $5,000 and you can buy as many properties as you want," I would join it right now, even where we're at. I'm like, I'd join it right now.
Yeah, let's go look at it. Yeah.
I'd absolutely do that. If there was a mastermind group or a guru out there that promises to bring deals and actually brings deals, I would sign up for every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because all I have to do is buy a couple a year out of there, and it more than makes up for what it costs.
So let me give you 2 deals that we are in the middle of right now. So one was in Corpus Christi. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. We bought it for $80,000. We did the work for $84,000. I think we added a $5,000 wholesale fee.
Okay, so we're in for like $170,000.
$170,000. It appraised at $220,000.
Okay, so $40,000 in equity.
Yep.
Day one.
No,
that's $50,000 in equity. 220 and 30. Yeah, $50,000.
$50,000 in equity. Everything was done.
Okay.
New AC, new roof, new plumbing, upgraded electrical panel, vinyl flooring throughout. Right? It looks absolutely stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. They'll get between $1,800 and $2,100 rent when they get out of the market.
There you go. A couple $100 a month cash flow at 8% mortgage.
At 8%, and you could have had that if you were in the mastermind.
Yep.
Another one that just came in is a flip. We bought it for $92,000. The construction's $120,000. I think we charge a $7,500 assignment fee, so that's $100 and $120 is $220,000. It appraised at $300,000. 75% all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
And I actually disagree with the appraisal. I think it should be $350,000, but
we're going to list it at $350,000.
Yeah, well, I'm going to list it at $350,000 and see what happens.
Yeah, and if you had your own crews, you don't need mine, then yeah, you could have got it even cheaper.
Well, I bought that one out in the Heights. Nobody wanted it. I was like, all right, I'll buy it. $398. We're putting $60,000 into it, and we got appraisal for $600,000.
Listen, we believe that the market is telling us to flip. We know that the Class A, the ones that are rent ready, that look beautiful, are on the market for days. And we know the ones that need a lot of work simply can't sell because nobody can get the right mortgage for it. So we're the only one in that industry looking out there and saying, hey, that one is deferred maintenance. We'll buy it. We're buying it deep, and then we fix it up, and we flip, and we take the cash, we pay off some of our debt or put it in our pocket. And we're okay doing that inside the mastermind. So again, call with MRTXRE.com. Call with MRTXRE.com. Hang tight, guys. We'll be back after this break. Yeah, we'll do one more. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Robert and Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour.
Yeah.
You know what beyond all that is?
What's that?
They actually get to work with people who are doing the same thing they're doing.
You know, it's nice in this business because you think there's all these people kind of on the same...
There's not.
Same track as you, and then you go to a real estate club meeting, you're like, well, who's actually doing deals? A lot of people talking about doing deals, but not a lot of deals getting closed. Yeah. But you want to be around that peer group, so when there's challenges that come up or successes, you can actually share them, and it's with a peer group instead of just random people on the street.
There's tons of information goes on in our back channel, right? It's like, hey, I need an air conditioning guy today in Seabrook. Boom, call this guy. Excellent, thanks. Hey, I'm looking for doing this. Yep, there. Call this guy. Hey, does anyone know how much concrete should cost me if I want to change out the driveway? That's this per square foot. It's like, wow, these guys are actually doing it because they have the data in real time based off of experience in the last 90 days, right? It's not a white book somewhere. It's not some webinar they watched online. It's like, yeah, I did a driveway inside Houston, inside the loop, and this is what it cost me. Like, perfect.
So here is the theme I keep telling everybody. And it's that whole, if you think real estate's expensive now, just wait. But what I'm telling everybody is this is just like COVID. Everyone's scared about rates. Once rates go down, and they will. In fact, let me tell you guys a little something here. The Fed funds rate, the 10-year doesn't have to move in order for rates to get down to 5.5.
No, not at all.
The mortgage spreads are really wide. So if we have a compression in spread, we should, in fact, if this was a traditional
confidence, right?
Yeah, if this was a traditional historic kind of regular market, we'd be at 5.25% right now. So here's what I'm telling you. When the rates come down, and they will, it is going to kick off massive buying.
Yep.
But here's the problem. We're only at 50% of inventory compared to 2019. So what's going to happen? Prices are going to skyrocket. And this is what we're doing. We're buying as much as we can right now because this is going to happen next year or the year after. It's the next 3 years. House prices are going to go up 50, 60, 70, 100% in a couple of years. Yeah. And then we're going to literally sell a portion of our portfolio, pay the other portion off, and we're like, okay, now what do we do? Making a couple $100,000, maybe $1 million a year, and everything's free and clear.
6 years here in Texas, I'm going to be through 3 booms.
Yes.
Post-Harvey, post-COVID, post-inflation crisis.
Yeah, and this next one will be another boom.
Yep.
In fact, all you guys that are worried about inflation is going to go to 900% and all that, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Guess what? Real estate tracks right along with inflation.
Yeah.
Go back and look at the 1980s. As interest rates went up to 17, 18%, look at the median house price back then. It just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. When interest rates stopped rising, actually when inflation began to fall off and rates came way down, what happened? Price of real estate kept going up.
Yep.
So I'm like, keep waiting, guys. I'm telling you what's going to happen next. And I have not been wrong in 10 years. I'm telling you what's going to happen next. Everybody's going to be sitting on the sidelines and your neck is going to snap. How fast this is going to happen. You're going to turn around a year or two from now and all of a sudden, holy cow, record decrease in supply, massive housing demand, prices going through the roof. And they're like, you should have bought 3 years ago. You should have bought 4 years ago.
So we are finding tons of deals right now. They're coming to us off market, from referrals, from a couple wholesalers that don't have a big list that just bring it to us directly. We got one guy who's out of state, and we're his number 2 buyer, right?
Yeah, he hits me up. He's in Florida. He hit me. I was like, hey, bro, you want this one? I look at him, I'm like, I'll take that one, though. Mike Simonson at Altos Research, his new video just came out this morning. Home prices inching up despite difficult affordability. Prices are going up again. Like there was a little stall after Q4. They're going up. Inventory is way down. In fact, new listings are way down. I said the podcast earlier, a third of houses go under contract in less than a day. So if you guys are waiting for the crash, you're waiting for something, you're going to miss it. Like it's this, like I said, it feels like COVID. It feels like Harvey. Where you're like, there's a little trepidation in the market. There's a little risk in the market. Not really sure what should I do. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, bang, buyers are back. Prices skyrocket. That's why I'm like, buy everything. Buy everything you get your hands on because you will be paying this stuff off in 4 to 5 years. And for most of y'all, think if you bought $3 million in real estate, $3 million. That's only like 15 or 20 homes, right? Bought $3 million in real estate. It should cash flow you net about 15%. You're making 450 G's a year if you do this right. If you buy in the right areas, and have the right rent rates and all that other
strategy,
stuff. So worst case scenario, it's called $250,000 a year.
Sure.
Buy $3 million in real estate, paid off. It's about $250,000 a year. That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah,
I'm done buying. My portfolio is full, and yours can be too, right? Like you can come in here and one of two folks. You got to get going. You might have one. You understand the business. You're just not quite there. We can help. Or, hey, I've been dancing with a whole bunch of groups and I understand the business. I just never can figure out how to get started. It's just more and more coaching. It's like, we're not doing coaching. We're just taking action. You'll come and join us.
You know who the teacher is? The market.
Yeah.
The market is the best professor, and they will teach you more about real estate than any brain dead guru.
That's why like when a guy stands on stage, guru or not guru, right, organizer, and he talks like this is the line that tells me right away he's not doing real estate. You got to put your power team together.
Oh yes, your power.
I'm like, there is no title company is interested in talking to you other than some CE class. They're not interested in explaining this to you. You get explained when you give them a contract.
power team.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out. You find a contractor and you go walk a house with him, right? It's like, yeah,
No contractor's
get
gonna
bent.
do that.
That ain't happening, right?
Do you think somebody would call us and say, Jason, I really want to like go walk with Rob some jobs? No, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Now we do that with our mastermind folks.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, mastermind, we're going to Corpus this weekend.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go, we ought to put that in the text group. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's if you're in our group, yeah, absolutely. You guys can walk properties with us. You can walk jobs, all that. But some dude off the street, Jason, I'm trying to build my power team. Can I come walk? No,
I'm count on you. Trust me, if we get one done, I'll get you a whole bunch of work. Like,
yeah, you hear that all the time. That's right. That is guru nonsense.
That's guru.
So some guru will say, all right, so this is what you tell your contractor. We're going to do one for now, and then later I'm going to give you like
give me
all
a good
my
price
jobs.
on this. There's a lot more coming.
There's a lot more coming. So I used to, Tom and I were business partners, right? So I was joking with Tom and Elijah one day at lunch. I said, how often does that happen? He said, I've got 5 guys that have brought us multiple deals in a year. But he said most people are one and done, do 2 or 3, that's it.
Yeah.
But like people who do real volume, he's like, I got 5 of them. That's and they were massive at the time, right? They were like the go-to contractor. Yep. So it's like, it's so funny because but of course these new investors don't know that. They don't know how the real world works.
Right.
So here's a way to make you sound stupid. You go, I'm going to bring you a whole lot of work. And it's like, yeah, but you don't even have one job now. Right. So you don't even make any sense. It just makes no sense at all. I don't get it. Whatever, guys. Keep believing that stuff.
Oh, my God.
Keep believing it.
Yep.
Keep believing it. I'm sure it'll all work out for you.
You know what's funny, too? I saw on Facebook.
What's that?
Someone had a bus tour.
Yeah.
Like a flipping bus tour. Mm-hmm. And there's all these people out there with notepads. I was like 25 people. And I'm like, okay, 2 are going to do deals.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 10%. It's probably 1. And I love telling people, we got a big group together. I'm like, I'm really only talking to 2 or 3 of y'all.
Yeah, and that's what
Are you going to be the 2 or 3?
That's what we started. 1% of everyone we talk to finds its way to building a portfolio.
Yeah. Here's the stat. And this is what Trey and Mo told me over at the Texas Property Management Company. The top 1% of real estate investors starts at owning 10 houses.
Yep.
That's the top 1% in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be top 1%? Buy 10 houses. That puts you I can almost guarantee you at one of these big real estate networking events, you will find like hundreds of people there. You will probably find less than 5 that have over 10 doors.
Guys, if you want to have a conversation with us, go to callwithmrtxre.com. Callwithmrtxre.com. We look forward to talking to you. Take care.